Alright guys, let's do a quick mic check, make sure everything is good to go here. Man, what a night. The start of season 4. I am just super excited. I cannot wait. Sounds like everything is good to go. 49er, how are you?
Yo, what's up, Frozen? I can't believe it's here.
It's been such a long time since we've been in the booth, so I'm super excited. So let's get tonight started. We're here for this Indy Season 4's opening race here at the iconic Grand Prix of Daytona. We're under the lights as these drivers get ready to go to qualifying after much excitement and anticipation. Now let's talk a little about Daytona. This 3.5-mile track holds 12 turns, and tonight's race will be more about tire wear and conservation, as these drivers will more than likely pit before ever running out of fuel. Before we get to tonight's race, though, we have a special guest. We're going to do driver spotlight, and that is none other than the J-Mac Attack 34, who is Seasons 3 returning champ. He returns in a new number, piloting the number 1 car for Racing A Racing, who is a Chevy team, and he is teammates with the Canadian Leaf Justin 24. J-Mac, welcome to the booth. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Frozen. Oh, thank you. No, hold the applause. Thank you. That doesn't mean actually hold the applause. That means keep going. But
it's good to have you here. You're on the other side of this. You're once again a driver. I know on the NASCAR side, for AKA, you're in with me in the booth, but tonight you're here as a driver spotlight, back as a champion. So coming back from taking home the Season 3 IndyCar Championship, after such an achievement, where do you see yourself this season?
Well, I see myself competing. It's going to be really tough. The field is probably the toughest it's ever been from top to bottom. There going to be a lot of guys who are, I mean, you have BDF, who's probably not going to have the same bad luck he had to start off last season. You have Ferrari Nut, who won the previous 2 championships before taking a season off. You have Wow That's Garbage, who is a professional esports driver. So, there's 3 drivers there right from the start that that are going to be tough, but it's going to be fun, and I'm going to try to mix it up with them and compete, because I'm a champion too. So,
Absolutely.
I guess this season's about proving it.
I hear you, and there's so many talented drivers out there. You are one of them, so I can't wait to see what happens. Speaking of esports, though, for those who do not know, you are now an official esports driver. Can you tell us a little about that? Who's your team? What are you doing out there?
I am a driver in the NASCAR Heat Pro League for Richard Childress Racing, which is absolutely awesome, because that was one of my favorite childhood teams growing up. So for that to kind of come full circle is pretty cool. But we're getting started here in a few weeks. Still can't say an exact date, but it is coming very rapidly, so rapidly that we probably should be able to say an exact date, but I'm not gonna do it until they say that we can. So my hands are tied there. But it's been a really fun experience, and it's gonna continue to be a really fun experience as soon as we get that actually going. But it's really cool. That's
absolutely
pretty much all I can say right now.
Definitely. All right, J-Mac, we'll get back on track here with the IndyCar League. What is your most memorable SnB win?
Most memorable SnB win, probably this league at Indianapolis last season, because that was the one that sort of broke the championship wide open, and it's also our most prestigious race in this league. I mean, it's the Indianapolis Brickyard, and I was, I spent most of that race up front and had a lot of fun, and came out on top. And a few guys that I was battling in the championship had some bad luck down toward the end of the race, and that kind of blew the whole thing wide open and kind of paved the road for it. So that's definitely the most memorable win I've had, I believe.
It was a great win, and plus it was worth double points, so it's a really important win, especially going for that championship. So I can totally understand why you say that. Absolutely. All right, J-Mac, what is your favorite type of racing?
Well, honestly, this being the very first league I ever did, this IndyCar league is the very first, organized, hey, we're doing this for actual points thing I've ever done. It kind of reset my love of road racing, and that's carried on over to NASCAR and the other games and leagues that we have in those games.
Nice.
So I'd say road racing probably my favorite, but I do love pack racing whenever it's good. I'm not a big fan of it at Daytona and Talladega in NASCAR heat, but the way it kind of sets itself up in this game for Homestead and Indianapolis, I absolutely love it. So I like both of those styles, and I don't know, I like multiple types of racing, but there is something about road racing that I really, really enjoy.
Right, and you're really good at it, so yeah, that's another thing that I can definitely see, that you really just know how to maneuver around those road courses, so it's very cool to watch. All right, your last question, I'll let you get back to the lobby. What's your style of racing? Saving tires, pushing early? What would you say is your style of racing?
Depends on the game and it depends on the track. In NASCAR, I've learned that I'm actually apparently really aggressive, and I'm a little bit harder charging into the corners, and so that's kind of my style in stock cars. Over here, I'm way more conservative. I'm more about saving tires, saving fuel, keeping my nose clean, just trying to run good, consistent laps. I'm not really good at doing the whole hot lap hero thing, so I just try to stay consistent and try to race people clean and keep my nose clean and hang around and be there at the end. That's kind of my style over here.
Nice. All right, guys, you heard it from J-Mac. He is our driver spotlight tonight, returning champ from season 3. So, J-Mac, I wish you a ton of luck tonight and going into the season. I hope you do very well tonight here at Daytona.
Well, thank you. I hope that we put on a show for you. I hope it's entertaining, and I hope y'all have fun in the booth. And it's good to have you back up here, 49er.
It's good to be back, and I would like to wish you good luck this season. And I heard it said in another sports venue that I was watching, you're not the defending champion, you're just trying to win another one. And I know you're going to go and give it your best, and you're one of the people that everybody should watch. And also, congratulations on the esports thing. If I need a driver to go get a pizza, can I call you?
I mean, I'm driver in real life. I'm very conservative, although I usually keep it right. I'm right at 3 miles over the speed limit, and that's my limit right there.
It's very particular.
So, hey, I like my cruise control. I was
just gonna say
the
that.
cruise control button and just cruise. But anyways, I'll let y'all go.
All right, see you, J-Mac.
Thank you for having me.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, guys. I do want to give a shout out to everyone in chat. Jacob NASCAR, Mike Sobieski, thank you guys all for joining in tonight. I'm super excited. We're back here with 49er. We've been doing this season after season, and it's been a while, so it's good to have you back out here, 49er.
Believe me, it is good to be back. I gave the multi-league, multi-class to someone so they could experience the joy and the fun and excitement of watching racing and everything, and being in the booth with you and learning things and everything. But I made it a point, I'm not giving up IndyCar, because to me, this was my first, and this is my passion and my love, and it's just great. And I couldn't wait. I was like, okay, NASCAR needs to hurry up, the trucks need to hurry up, the multi-class needs to hurry up. I'm ready.
I hear ya. All right, speaking of Daytona, let's talk about tonight. We have 28 laps here, and what you can expect as we head to qualifying. These guys are going to be running anywhere from 127s to 129s. Now let's talk about fuel wear. we're looking around 18 to 19 laps. However, like I said earlier, the tire wear is going to be a huge issue here tonight. You're looking at anywhere from 14 to 16 for guys on controller and 17 to 20 for those guys on a wheel. So we really need to look out for that. We're only going to have to take one pit stop tonight, but it's going to cost you about 25 to 27 seconds once you go into pits. So that's something they're going to have to really watch. These guys are getting ready to go out to qualifying though, so we are moving here. I want to give a shout out to our Dexter. Thank you so much for the follow. Aries, what's up? I know Aries had to back out. He was going to be a huge contender here in the league, but he has a new job. I don't know if I should say that, but I'm very excited for him, and I wish him a ton of luck doing that. It'll be really cool. All right, 49er. I do want to say we have betting open. We've always done it for the IndyCar League. Let's start that. You get to know these drivers. We're going to open that so you can bet on anyone that you want. We're going to wait till after qualifying to close it down. But if you want, the bets are open. And I'm going to go ahead and open it today just to let you guys know how it works. Let's see. I don't even know who to take a chance on. There's so many good drivers. All right. We're going to do this.
Yeah, I've never been good at that, so I'm just going to stick with what I try to do that you won't let me get away with, and that's pick the winner at the end of the race.
Here we go to qualifying, guys. 28 laps. They're going to have 3 laps to qualify and get those best laps. Now, if you have a dirty lap, that is automatically going to take you out and put you in the back. You have to get that clean lap. Those are going to count first. These guys should be ghosted, so it should be pretty easy for them. But here we go. Let's take a look and see what these guys can do tonight. We are taking a look at Ferrari Nut 94. He has been in SnB leagues before. This guy is super fast, and you know, he's one to look out for, absolutely. Let's take a look at second. That's Leaf Justin. He is just stuck on the track. I don't know what he's doing out there, but as league owner, I'm sure he's pretty busy out there. Here is J Mac Attack. He is out there. He is the previous champion from season 3. Take a look at him. He is going to be another one to watch out for. 49er, who are you watching?
Well,
I just put him on the spot, guys.
Yeah, well, I was trying to get things situated here, and I guess I was stopped kind of like Justin was, and now I'm still watching Justin as he gets back on track. We're going to move through the field here. Let's see. Let's watch David and see how he's doing.
That's exactly where I'm at.
Yeah, and the cool thing about this, I mean, and it's with any season that we go through, but it's mostly fun with the Indy cars, because those tracks with all the turns and the precision you have to have, and braking and going into the turn right and everything, we always have a good amount of veterans, but there's always rookies in there, and I'm really happy for the group that we have now, and I want to watch David and see how he maneuvers around this track. I'm wishing all of the rookies a good luck this race, good luck this season, and it's going to be fun to watch these guys.
Absolutely. These guys are heading through the International Horseshoe. Some tricky turns out there. I'll tell you what, turns 1, 4, and 5, these are going to be great places to make a pass. You can get a lot of speed and momentum, and you can make passes at those spots. There's a lot of spots that are going to be really hard to do. Turn 1 is also going to be a challenge. It is a slick turn. It is very sudden, so these guys are going to have to watch how they get into that turn and exit. They're going to have to watch going too wide. A lot of these guys are going to be aggressive going into the turns. However, we have to watch the tire wear. I can't say that enough. These guys are going to have to be very diligent in how they run this. But let's take a look at these times. We're heading into lap 2 of 3, so once we get past the second lap, we're going to be able to tell what kind of times we're getting here. Right now, that was just a warm-up lap to get them on the move, but these guys are looking pretty good so far. BDF currently crossing that line. We'll see what he is able to get out there. We have a 128 from Axiv. Another guy. He is a veteran driver out here. He had his first season with us in Season 3, so it's great to have him out here again for Season 4. Let's take a look at his car out there. You're betting on BDF, Aries? Yeah, guys, definitely make those bets. We'll close him down after qualifying, but I'll tell you what, 49er, what do you think we're going to see from Axiv this season?
Well, you know, when he first came in his first season, everybody, you know, he kind of took everybody by surprise. It's one of those things like, you know, a team that nobody's kind of looking at because they don't expect much, and then he surprises them. Everybody knows about Axiv now, so, I mean, he's more than capable to win some races, be competitive for the season championship, and the newness is worn off. Everybody knows who he is, so he's got his work cut out for him, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be right up there in the battle come, you know, towards the end of the season. Axiv's going to have his name right up there with the rest of them.
Absolutely, and here we come to the end. Lap 3 of 3 is pretty much over. We're going to see what kind of lap times we have here, but I'll tell you what, these guys were looking very, very strong. Let me see if we can get some information on I want to look at see if we can get some time on here. You can see all that information, but man, these guys were running fast. It is going to be it for qualifying. These guys are finishing up. A 127 from Wow, That's Garbage. That is going to be the best lap so far. So if that holds up, he is going to be on the pole here for tonight. All right, 49er, give me the list of who you think we should be looking at here tonight as far as fast drivers.
Wow, you just taking the gloves off, huh? You're just coming right at me. Goodness gracious. Well, you know, why do I have okay, why don't I have an IndyCar in the lobby? Why do I have a NASCAR? Okay, while I switch cars, you know, we could go with the obvious. I mean, if all the viewers know and you and I know, you know, we have the obvious fast drivers. We have Ferrari Nut, well experienced. We have Wow, That's Garbage, well experienced. We have J-Mac, well experienced, returning champion. Justin, he knows these tracks. He knows how to drive. I just got done talking about Axe. Flo, he's a good driver too. I mean, to try to pinpoint one driver, I mean, it's really hard to do. And then any one of the other veterans and even any one of the rookies. I mean, like I said before, Axe was a rookie. Nobody expected him to do what he did, and he came out and made a name for himself. So, I mean, you're trying to back me into a corner, and I'm gonna switch my car.
You know,
I don't know why I have a stock car.
We were talking about Wow, and that is the fastest lap out there. But again, I told you guys, if it is a dirty lap, it is not going to put you out front. He has a dirty lap, so unfortunately, that is going to put him to the back. So BDF and Flow Dog will be our front two sitters here tonight at Daytona Grand Prix. They will be out front. They will be leading us off. We will take the first lap under a pace lap, and then we will get to racing for 28 lap guys, and then the final lap will be a cool down lap. So it's gonna be really crazy. We have BDF on pole, we have Flo on the outside. You can see a lot of 128s and 129s in here, a few 131s. So these guys are pretty close together. It's going to be a lot of close racing. I'm curious if I remember if BDF is on a wheel or if he's doing this on a controller. I do know though that Flo is on a wheel. So that's going to make things very interesting. And from what I'm understanding, the guys on a wheel are going to be a lot more gentle on those tires. All right, these guys are readying up to get to the race. I'm going to shut down the betting. So if you want to get those bets in, get them in now because we're going to shut them down. Ari says, attaboy, BDF, keep it clean. He is fast and he is clean, and that's exactly what you need to do here. Absolutely. The guy knows what he's doing. He's proven it time and time again. So it's cool to see him bringing that back for this season.
And BDF, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go.
We have guys rooting for Flow Dog out there. Mauve, good to see you out there. Dexter, thank you for the follow from earlier. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of excitement in this race. I'm pretty excited.
Mm-hmm. And you know, another part to the fun and the excitement of the race, you know, is watching people and the viewers chiming in and cheering for their favorite driver and watching the race, and you know, probably getting as excited. Well, I can't speak for you, but I know a lot of in all the seasons there's been at least 1 or 2 races where I, you know, was like screaming over the mic because something insane happened, or sitting on the edge of my seat. And I anticipate the same thing happening again this season. And the viewer participation has always made the race just that much more fun and exciting, because they're feeling everything that we're feeling, and you can only imagine what the drivers are feeling.
Absolutely. Aries, he's saying, it's sad I just got home and I probably could have made the race. You know, it's just how it goes. It's just how it goes. I wish you were here, absolutely. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop the betting. I have a feeling that these guys are going to get ready to go soon, so we're going to go ahead and stop that. And I wish these guys a ton of luck tonight. It's going to be very close, a very good race. Daytona is one of my favorite tracks, I gotta say. I love how, you know, challenging it is, but yet you can go too wide and you can stretch the limits on it. So it can be a lot of fun, I gotta say.
Yeah. Out of the two of us, you're the only one saying it. Daytona Oval is great, but the Daytona, you know, the Daytona circuit it's cool and it's nice until you get to the internal part, and then it's like, okay, like J-Mac said, you know, put the cruise control on, get one of those autonomous cars and let them drive for me.
Yeah. I always love a challenge. I'm not too great at road courses. They are a challenge to me, but man, watching these guys out there, it is just, I'm in awe in how they maneuver around the turns and everything else. And on top of that, tire wear. Once you get those tires so heated up, you have to change how you run the track. You can't take everything as aggressive as you did. You gotta run it slower. You gotta be easier on the brakes. So that's gonna be something we're gonna see a lot of tonight also. They're gonna have to be more gentle once we get up to those laps around 14 to 17, around there. But only one pit stop tonight, guys. 28 laps, and I have a feeling a lot of these guys are just gonna cut it straight down the middle. Maybe go in lap 14. We'll see how they handle it. It's just all about preference. But it's gonna make the playing field for this race very close. You have Wow That's Garbage out there, very talented. BDF, Ferrari Nut, Axe. A lot of these guys are huge names. Let's talk about rookies. For the rookies this season, 49er, we have David, we have Notorious Nate, we have Votek, and we have Larry B the G. So it's going to be very cool to watch these rookies and see what they can do out there.
And you know, it's funny that you alluded and brought up the rookies, because I'm going to put the rookie question on you. Which one of the rookies do you see having a good season?
You know, we have a very strong rookie class. We have Notorious Nate, who in qualifying was extremely strong. I know there's certain points where at the track there was spots that were giving him a challenge, but I think if you can figure that out, he's going to be very strong. And also Votek. We've raced with this guy a long time. He just hasn't been in a league for the IndyCar. That's another guy to look out for. David, we've raced with him quite a bit. He's very strong. He's consistent. He may not be the fastest guy, but but he's very consistent and he's a very courteous driver. And Larry, he's a very fast driver. He can be a little aggressive, so I think if he works on that, he will be right up front with the rest of these veterans. So we'll see what he can do also, 49er.
Yes, very competitive field, and just to share with the viewers, you know, there are tryouts for the field for the season, and you know the veterans come in. They, you know, sometimes they have the edge and everything, but I know that unfortunately, you know, as Frozen alluded to earlier, Aries, for reasons that, you know, I'm not going to say, it's up to him, he couldn't be in this season. And Larry was one of the ones that we had decided was going to be a fill-in, and he was excited about that, as I would be. But then when he got the note saying that he was going to be an official driver, I mean, to be a rookie and wanting to get in, I mean, I know when I tried out for some of the seasons and I got in, I mean, my heart was like beating out my chest. So for the rookies that got in and that made it, I mean, it's got to be really exciting for them to be a part of this season, because hearing about it is one thing, but being in it is like totally different.
Absolutely. And this is his big chance. He was, like you said, he was so excited to get in here, and now he's got that chance. And he's very fast. He's been doing a ton of practice, and I think he's going to do very well this season. I'm curious if we have everyone ready to go. It looks like we might be missing our Season 3 champ, J-Mac. So let me see if we have him in here. I don't see him in here, so we need to get him back in here. And then we will be ready to go for 28 laps, Daytona Grand Prix.
Yeah, 28. It sounds like a lot, but it goes by fast.
It does. It really does. We have a great schedule. Next week, we'll be headed to Mugello. So that is one of my favorite tracks also. I have a lot of favorite tracks in here, but this one is a night race tonight. I know that Yas Marina, for our last and final race, will be another night race. So that is another one to look forward to.
Yep. And, you know, like J-Mac had mentioned in the interview, you know, you always have the prestige of the Indy Brickyard. But then there's some other fun ones. You know, we always have a good race, an exciting race when they go to Long Beach. I mean, that's always fun. And then Road America is always interesting too, as well as the Circuit of the Americas. So there's a lot of exciting tracks that we're going to be hitting this season.
Right. And I'm curious how many cautions we're going to see here tonight. These guys, is going to be the first time these guys are racing together. I mean, they've practiced separately, you know, throughout the last several weeks, but this is the first time as a group. So it's going to be something to watch these guys all together running this course. We've seen them in practice earlier, but they were pretty spread out because, you know, it was a open lobby where they could race whenever they wanted to come in. So I think we're going to see a couple of cautions, 49er, but once we get some green laps in here, I think we're going to see some cars spread out. We're going to see a couple of packs. I think we're going to see a front pack, we're going to see a mid pack, and we're going to see the back of the field here. And I'm curious where it's going to settle out and where they find their place in here.
I totally agree with you. You know, once they get their feet under them, so to speak, excuse me, and get used to the track and everything, because, you know, even for the veterans, I mean, unless they come here and horse around on a regular basis, and even with the practicing, the race environment is a different setting, and you got to get used to, like you said, drivers being around you and all of that. So yeah, we're gonna see some cautions. Let's have some fun with the viewers, Frozen, and let's ask them how many cautions do they think we're gonna have tonight.
You know, David used to be our caution counter for the NASCAR race. This guy is racing, though. He came in from my stream. He was a viewer, and then he showed interest that he wanted to be in the club, so I got him in there. We started racing together, and then here he is, a driver. You can see him down there, David MCC 1989. So he is now a driver just from watching the stream. He's from overseas, so it's really cool to have him out here. But I'm curious what you guys think as far as cautions. Aries says, I should have just stayed in. I'm so depressed now. Oh, well, at least I can watch these guys race. I know, Aries, I would have loved to see you out there, and I know you would have given these guys a run for their money, absolutely. Mike Sobieski says, I'm thinking maybe 3 or 4 cautions. I agree with you. I think we're going to see a caution or 2 at the start. But like I said, once we get those green laps in and everyone settles to where they need to be, I think it's going to be, for the rest of the race, we're just going to see green laps. 49er. Our championship driver.
I agree with you.
Yeah. Our championship driver is struggling trying to get in the lobby. That's who we're waiting on, is J-Mac. He was,
what?
Yeah, he was in here, did the driver spotlight interview, and now he's struggling getting the game getting into the game. So it's going to be a little crazy.
Well, you know, it wouldn't be a season without a little bit of drama, a little bit of technical difficulties. You know, things happen for a reason. Going back to the cautions, which season? I think our record for cautions is what, 7?
You know, I don't know. You know, IndyCar last season was probably our most cautions, and even then, there wasn't a lot of cautions. It was pretty good, pretty clean racing. So they did a really great job. We have J-Mac in here, so as soon as he is readied up, we're going to be able to get to green here.
He was probably listening to We Are the Champions.
All right, let's take a peek down there and make sure he's ready to go. He is ready, so let's get moving to the Grand Prix of Daytona, guys. 28 laps. As soon as you see that counter going, we're going to introduce these drivers and get moving.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Like I said, we'll have a pace lap for start. But first, we're going to introduce these drivers. They've made their paint schemes. They've prepared. A lot of excitement here tonight. So let's show them off a little bit. Let's introduce the drivers as soon as we get in here. All right, let's change the camera view so we can see these guys. All right, our first driver, we have BDF48 Gaming. He races for Redemption Racing in the number 10 car. In second, on the outside, we have Flow Dog. He is out there racing for Fluffball Motorsports. He is in the number 81 car. In third, we have veteran driver Axev. He races for A-Tech Racing in the number 17 car. In fourth, we have Notorious Nate in the number 48 car. He is for Slice and Dice Racing. In fifth, 49er, we have Hayden Sammons. He is out here driving for Marlboro Whelen Racing. Man, that is a mouthful. He is in the
I know,
number
right?
15.
Say that 10 times fast.
I know, and I was struggling with it before. In sixth, we have Votech. He is for A-Tech Racing in the number 76. In
Run them all, Frozen, run them all.
Well, no. In seventh, we have, let me see, we have Larry B. the G. He is in the number 73 car for Redemption Racing. He is another rookie out there. In eighth, we have Dion Ford Dub. He is a veteran driver out there in the number 42 for Underdog Racing. 49er, you ready to take over?
Sure. In ninth, we have David Mick 1989, another member of the Underdog Racing. There's no need to fear. Underdog is here, driving in that Honda. In 10th place, a man who needs little introduction, we have Wow That's Garbage, driving the number 6 Honda, part of that Nighthawk Williams Racing team. And 11th, his teammate, how ironic that they're side by side, Ferrari Nut, driving the number 62 car, the Honda Nighthawk Williams Racing team. In 12th, we have Skyland, who is part of the
Fluffball
Fluffball
Racing.
Motorsports. Yeah, driving the number 4 Chevy. These names are killing me.
I
And
know.
13th, we have Justin, part of that Racing A Chevy team, driving the number 24. And in 14th, we have Scissor Blades, who is driving the number 5 Chevy, part of that Slice and Dice race motorsports team. In 15th, the man, the myth, the legend, the returning champion, part of that Racing A Chevy team, driving the number 1 car, the J-Mac Attack 34. 16th, Duke, the Rebel, part of that Marlboro Whalen Racing team. He's driving the number 86 Honda. And that is your field.
That is your field, and these guys are going to start off for their pace lap. Let's get prepared and watch these guys go. 28 laps, guys. I've said it before. We're going to do a pace lap, get these guys in order, and you're going to see them go around the track. We will get to going green on lap 2, but BDF will be starting you off. Flow Dog will be on the outside, and we'll get started here tonight. You gotta love the Forza black screen.
Yeah, I was just thinking that I thought I had been like booted or something. Like, okay, what's going on?
All right, here's BDF. We have Flow Dog behind him. These guys are gonna go for a pace lap to make sure everyone is good. Once you get around the backstretch onto the oval part, once again, BDF will count them down and they will go to green. Dexter, these guys do have great paint schemes. They took their time with it. We have winter photos that we took, and we also did a group shot that I put out there on Twitter and Xbox and everything else, so it was a lot of fun.
Dexter thinks we're going to have 5 to 8 cautions. Dexter, I hope that you are wrong. Uh-oh.
We lost Axev. He has lagged out, so I don't know if they're gonna do a restart for him. But man, first race of the season, it can be a tough one. All right,
The wonders of modern technology.
They came out, so we're gonna have to redo it. The start of it, it's gonna be a long one. It's gonna be a long one.
Oh boy.
I know Forza, some of the time it likes to kick people out, and we don't want to lose anybody. We'll do one restart for people and make sure that we got them all in there. But hopefully we can get everyone back out and moving once again. We're not going to reintroduce them. You've seen it. We've done it, 49er, so we're just going to go ahead and get started. Make sure that you're ready up, 49er.
Oh, always waiting on me. Why don't you, because you know more about it than me, and I'll just chime in useless information. Let's talk about, the different ins and outs of the season. I know they're racing different cars.
What did you say, 49er? They're racing different
Like,
cars?
They can change wings and stuff like that. The cars look different.
Okay, well you're doing it. You're ahead of the game here. All right, so these are the 2017 Indy cars. We are going to be moving probably. I don't want to jinx it, but probably we will be moving over to the 2019 cars, which you can change wings for road courses or whatever that they choose to do for that particular track. So that's something that we're going to see mid-season. For now, though, we're going to stick with the 2017s.
Oh, okay. I got a little bit ahead of myself.
You got a little
bit It was
bit
tough
ahead.
just picking a car. It was tough just picking a car. It's like, I only have one car. No, you have 6.
Kaysen has our lag counter and our caution counter. We have 1 for the old lag out counter and 0 for cautions.
The lags are winning already.
I know. That's never a good thing. Let's take a look. We are riding with BDF. Once again, he is going to be on pole. Flow Dog will be on the outside. You see the field behind there. We'll line these guys up, make sure everyone is good to go. It is a night race 49er, and I love night races. I love the lights, being under the lights. I love what it does for the paint scheme, and watching these guys go around. It is always really cool to watch them out there.
Yeah, the paint schemes. One of the viewers pointed out that the guys just went all out in their creativity. You know, they're not just good drivers. You know, they're good creators and thinkers. And these paint schemes, I mean, under the night lights, I mean, they just look amazing.
Absolutely. We still got a little bit to go. We have the International Horseshoe around turn 3. So they are past that. We are past turn 5 going into actually turn 7 around here. So, man, I'll tell you what, another place to watch out for is the bus stop. That is another tricky spot. You're going to see it coming up here shortly. Going through here too wide, it can be quite a challenge. It's a challenge even on worn tires or even going by yourself. You try to hold the most momentum you can through the turn, through that bus stop, and some of these guys may lose control. We'll see what happens, but it is tricky. There's a lot of little tricky spots on this track, so they're going to have to really watch it. You can see, let's take a look here. We are going through the bus stop. So imagine taking that at the speeds of these Indy cars that they go through. Incredible. And then you try to go through it too wide. It'll be something else. But here they are lining up a double wide 49er. That means only one thing. We are getting ready to go green here at Daytona Grand Prix. So get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. BDF will count them down and they will go green. We have BDF on the pole. We have Flowdog on the outside. You see J-Mac in third, Axe in fourth. You see the whole lineup behind them. It's going to be very exciting, folks. Look out for turn 1. It's going to be very treacherous as all 16 drivers try to head out here. Here we go. We're going green. BDF gets a wonderful start. Look at that. Flowdog falling back just a little bit. J-Mac right with BDF through that start. Going through turn 1, you can see a little bit of a stack up behind him, 49er. How are they looking back there?
I'm not even back there yet. I'm going to go back here and we're going to take a look at Votech. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm looking at, there's a big jam. I see Axe, I see Flowdog, I see Larry B the G. I mean, there's just a big log jam going on here. Everybody's trying to maneuver and get situated as we start, this first lap, trying to jockey for position. I'm riding with Votech as he aced out a Notorious Nate for 5th place, and he's right behind Axe in 4th.
Let's take a look back at our leader, BDF. He is out there with a huge lead already. Look at this. This guy, he was on pole, and he was on pole for a reason. He is over about 600 feet ahead of J-Mac Attack, the previous Season 3 champion. J-Mac is not going to let him by too far, but man, what a fantastic start for BDF so far. Let's take a look back here at 10th. These guys are very, very stacked up back here, 49er.
Yeah, I've moved back and I'm watching 7th and 8th right now. Larry B the G trying to hold on. Oh, he was trying to hold on to 7th, but eventually, wow, that's garbage. Took it from him.
Dion into the wall, loses it, and makes contact with the wall as he's trying to make it around there. That is definitely going to hurt him. Damage is on, guys, so once you have that damage, he is going to have to go in. I don't think that's enough to bring out a caution, though.
No, probably if he was by himself. And it's unfortunate. If he was, whoa, look at the aggressive move that Larry's making. Oh my God.
Let's go take a look at Larry. I told you. This guy's fast, but he is aggressive. We're with Larry
I had to
right
record
now.
that. He passed Ferrari Nut and Wow at the same time.
You know, that's one of the things with Larry. You have to watch for him. He is aggressive and he is not afraid to make moves, and it can gain him a lot of spots. There are some times, though, that it could be damaging. Here they go through the bus stop. Votek losing it through the bus stop. Fantastic recovery on his part. Absolutely great job for him. He makes it back on the track and they are off. You can see, wow, that's Garbage in 7th. Behind Larry B the G, we have Ferrari Nut in 8th. Another fast guy. These are two that you need to watch out for. Garbage and Ferrari Nut. Very, very talented drivers. Very competitive. They've raced each other before, and I guarantee there's going to be a lot of racing between these guys. You see Larry going off the track, and the entire field just passes him up.
Exactly. I was just going to say that. And that's what could happen. You could be riding high and feeling good because you just made an aggressive move and it worked, and you're up there in the top 10, top 6, and then all of a sudden you go into the turn too fast, you get off the track, and then they blow right by you.
A close race between Notorious Nate and Ferrari Nut. Ferrari Nut on the inside, side by side with Notorious Nate. These guys doing a fantastic job getting through there. Very, very tight turn going through. Wow, that Garbage is trying to mix it up. 7th place at the moment, but man, hard racing between Ferrari Nut and Notorious Nate. Ferrari Nut has made it past. He will take over a 5th. Notorious Nate in 6th. Wow, that's Garbage in 7th. 49er, who are you taking a look at?
I'm right here with you, Frozen. I'm watching this race between 5th, 6th, and 7th. You know, it's you've got Notorious Nate, capable driver, good driver. He's got Ferrari Nut in front of him, and he's got Wow, that's Garbage behind him. I mean, I would be concerned if it was me, but I mean, I'm not out there. That's Nate. He's out there for a reason. He knows what he's doing. But you have to, watch out for those guys because they're good drivers, and they're also teammates.
Absolutely. Fastest lap of the night so far is BDF with a 1:27.3. This guy is on fire, doing a great job. J-Mac doing all he can to keep up with him and not lose him on the track. But I'll tell you what, BDF is just gone. We have J-Mac in 2nd, Flow Dog in 3rd. Let's take a look at Axiv in 4th. He was a rookie last season. He is now officially a veteran, and he is doing good, looking very strong on the heels of Flow Dog, not letting him by too far. He was going to be in your top 5 as Ferrari Nut rounds out the top 5 as he was passing Notorious Nate after that battle earlier.
You know, I'm riding with Duke the Rebel right now, and as the battle goes on, as Wow finally gets around Notorious Nate for 6th, so now you've got Wow 6, Notorious Nate 7, but while all that was going on, Duke the Rebel was climbing through the turns, driving and making the turns the way he needs to be, and now he is getting ready to battle Nate for 7th.
I'm hearing that there was an incident. Let's see if we can take a look here. And it looks like it might involve BDF. I'm not quite sure, but I know the caution is out. No, he's just slowing down. BDF is okay. I'm not sure. It involved Larry B the G, so let's take a look, see if we can find out what might have happened here. He is going to be in 15th coming off of that caution. I gotta remind you guys, we're on lap 6 of 30. These guys, yeah, Larry is struggling out here. Let's take a look at the damage that we have. He's got 100% engine damage, clutch, transmission, driveline. This guy is having a hard time steering, accelerating, you name it. He's going to have to come in.
Yeah, you can. I'm riding with him, and I can hear the engine, struggling just to get enough RPMs and speed going so we can get to the pits.
Absolutely. He is going to be able to bring that in. We still have a couple of guys that are trying to make their way back to the front. We have Dion in 15th, trying to find his way back up there. Let's take a look, see if he has any damage that he's going to have to come in for. Looks like he should be okay. Fuel is about 88%. Speaking of fuel, let's take a look at our leader. They should be good to go. It's only lap 6, but I'm just curious. BDF using a ton of fuel compared to people like Dion, who have been conserving more. Fuel-wise, BDF is at 74. Tire wear is going to be the bigger issue. He has 28.3 on the left, 29.2 on the right. That's something that these guys are going to have to watch out for. And 49er, we've seen it from BDF in previous seasons. He was one that struggled with tire wear. I think last season was a turning point for him, though. He seemed to be better at conserving those tires, and I'm curious if we're going to see that from him tonight.
You know, Frozen, you need to get out of my head, because I was thinking the same thing. BDF in past seasons, his ability to drive and drive aggressively has been his undoing, because the tires just can't handle how fast he's driving and the pace that he keeps. So he's learned to try to pace himself and, you know, have enough tire wear and have enough fuel to last through the race, so that you don't have to make unnecessary pit stops. But yeah, he's learned his lesson. Hopefully he remembers it. He's doing good so far. I'm still riding with Larry. He's still struggling just to catch up to the pack. Are the pits open yet?
Pits are open, so if they choose to go in, they can. BDF chooses to stay out. I don't blame them. There is no reason, if you're out front and you don't have any damage, I'm staying out. Position means everything, and there is no need to go in right now, because if you do, you're just gonna have to go in again anyway, and he's damage free, so great call on his part.
Yeah. Yep. And with the race being, you know, as fast as it can be in one pit stop, don't go in unless you absolutely, positively have to.
Absolutely. Mason, I'm not going to repeat what you said, but the spectator mode is a little bit more sophisticated than NASCAR's, but I have a lot of hope that for NASCAR Heat 4, they're going to bring something similar. They're going to bring a lot more information that announcers and broadcasters can use. So I'm excited to see what they do with it. But yeah, the spectator mode here is really great. I've always loved it. It gives you a lot of great information that you need, so it's fun to do. All right, we're hoping to get green going off of this 49er. Once they come around the turn here, we'll see what happens. We still have someone in pit road, so hopefully they can get
Larry.
back out shortly.
Larry just made it to the pits.
All right. It was a struggle for him. He lost so much in his car for damage-wise. Just could not steer, could not accelerate, nothing. So that is definitely going to hurt him out here. He will be starting from the rear of the field once we go green. If we can't get caught up, looks like they're still gonna go green, but it looks like he's making his way, 49er, so I think he should be able to go.
Yeah, they're not too far ahead. He'll be able to catch up.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. Looks like BDF will be starting off once again. This guy is super strong tonight. J-Mac will be in second, Flow Dog in third. We're gonna have Axiv in fourth, and Ferrari in fifth. Wow, that's Garbage in sixth. Notorious Nate in seventh. Duke the Rebel in eighth. Leaf Justin in ninth. Scissorblades in 10th. David in 11th. We have Votek in 12th. 13th will be Hayden Salmons. 14th will be Skyland. 15th and Dion, and 16th will be Larry here. We're getting ready to go back to green.
They're just coming out of the bus stop, and he's just going in, so he is there. All right.
They do start off single file once the race has started, so they will start off single file here. BDF will count him down, but we should be getting to go green here. The anticipation is crazy. These guys had a pretty good run. I'm impressed with how they handled themselves, especially going to turn 1. You went 2 and 3 wide. These guys were going at it, and they did a fantastic job of holding it. We have some drivers who are going to have to get out of the aggressive driving and just bring a little bit more patience to the table. Besides that, these guys are doing great.
Absolutely. You know, you don't need to be aggressive on laps 6 or 7 of a 30 or 28 lap race. It's not necessary. Make your moves and save all that for the end of the race when it's important.
Absolutely. A lap 8 of 30. These guys doing a great job. Look at the pileup going behind him, and BDF is just walking away. Let's take a look back here. Round 5th, we'll take a look at Ferrari Nut and see what he is seeing from his angle. He is right on the heels of Axe, putting the pressure on, gives him a little bit of a nudge, goes on the inside, trying to make up a spot, gives Axe a huge bump there. Axe is able to save, and off they go, but man, what a hit. We have a black screen 49er. All right, we are back.
Okay, I'm glad it's not just me.
It usually does it at the same time. Ferrari Nut moves up to 4th, Axiv in 5th. Wow, that's garbage in 6th. Let's go back and take a look at 6. What are you seeing from him, 49er?
6th place. Wow, I think he's just waiting to see what happens with Axe. You know, Axe is right there battling for trying to get 4th place, and you know, being the watcher behind the battle, you're waiting to see if maybe one of them will make a mistake, or they're so busy focusing on each other that, you know, they don't see you, they make a mistake, and then I got the black screen again. And then okay.
It always does.
Anyway,
it at
he's
the
making
same
for
time.
Yes, and I come back, and now Wow is in 5th, and I don't see Axe.
Axe, engine failure. He is out of the race. So unfortunate. He was having earlier struggles, and man, I'll tell you what, he was having such a great run tonight. I'm really hoping that this is not going to be an issue for him for this season, but great run for him. Best lap still goes out to BDF with a 127. The guy is on fire. You can just see him slowly walking away from the rest of the field here.
Yep. And usually, you know, these races, there's usually the good battles are in the middle of the pack. You know, with BDF having such a good lead right now, I don't want to say insurmountable because anything can happen, but he's got a good lead right now. The battle right now seems to be with 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
And let's take a look at 3rd, 4th, and 5th. We have Flowdog in 3rd, Ferrari Nut in 4th, and Wow, That's Garbage in 5th. Let's take a look at these guys.
And Ferrari Nut just blew by Flowdog as they went into turn 1.
Yeah, very, very close. And now a little bit of a battle between Ferrari, Flowdog, and Garbage behind him. But I'll tell you what, let's move back here real quick because I'm pretty sure I saw a battle brewing. Skylin in 9th going side by side with Scissors, I do believe that is out there. Man, a little bit of a contact, but great recovery by Scissor Blades. He goes back up to 8th place. He's got Justin behind him in 10th, Hayden Salmons in 11th, Votek in 12th. These guys, I'm bringing it out. You could cover him with a blanket. It is absolutely so close with how it is.
There it is, unveiled for all to see.
It's crazy. This race back here, they're doing a great job. A lot of hard racing between these guys. A huge pack.
Yeah, and like we had mentioned before, all the drivers are good and all the battles are good, whether it be, you know, 3rd and 4th, or, you know, I'm riding with Justin right now as he's following Skylin and Scissors. all the battles are good, so it's hard to pick one spot. But usually the bigger, better, more intense battles are in the middle because there are so many cars.
Absolutely. And look at this battle brewing between Sky and Scissors once again. They're going too wide going into turn 1. That is a tricky spot to be able to do that. Oh, they make it almost 3 wide
Wow.
between that. But man, Scissor Blades dives it in deep there. Skyland comes out on top, goes into 8th place. Scissor Blades
Here comes
in
Justin.
9th.
Here comes Justin.
Justin on the outside of Scissor Blades. These guys going again too wide. Hayden Salmon's right behind him, trying to make it another battle between these guys, but a single file line. Very, very tight racing. "49er, what are you seeing right now?"
I'm riding with Hayden, and you know, he's one of the he's in that position where he wants to mix it up with Justin and Scissors, but probably patience is what is it? Patience is the better part of valor. You know, sit back, wait, see what happens. You don't want somebody to make a mistake, but if it's to your advantage, then so be it.
Absolutely. And here they go through the bus stop, doing a great job. We have Hayden Siemens
Oh,
catching up a little bit to Justin. What do you see?
Here comes
49er?
Votek. Votek.
Oh, and there he
Took
goes.
over.
Here he comes, and there he goes.
Exactly.
Votek, a nice power move on the inside of Hayden Salmons, manages to pass him up, and he's going to take over 11th as we head into turn 1 of Daytona, lap 12 of 28. They will do a pace lap for the final lap, but man, 28 laps here of racing. A lot of mental awareness going on for these guys. It wears on you. You see Hayden all over the back part of Votek's car right there. And Votek is all over Justin. These guys extremely tight.
Hayden's on Votek and Justin's on Scissors, and Scissors is like you can't look away for 1 second because somebody's gonna make a move.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and take a look at David. This guy making his way. He is in 15th right now. He is the last one on the lead lap here of the field. Axiv has gotten a DNF after some engine failure, but David out here, hopefully he can catch back up if there is another caution. So far, only one caution, but he is doing good out here. He is the rookie driver for Underdog Racing in the number 89. Where are you at, 49er?
I want to show some love to all of the drivers, you know, Dion, Larry, and all those guys. I'm still riding with Hayden in this battle between Justin, Scissors, Votex, and Hayden. It's just, I mean, they go into a turn and like Hayden's on the inside of Votex. Oh,
look
goodness.
at that! A little bit of a contact. Votek almost loses it, but manages to hold on after they get tires stuck together. We're on board with Justin. Looking back at that, we have Scissors in 10th, Votek in 11th. Man, that was a scary situation there, 49er.
Absolutely. You know, and we've said it before. We've said it in all the seasons. We've probably said it tonight. You know, with the racing that close, you know, we're in the oval part of the track, so you can open it up. But once you get into the turns, somebody that was maybe, you know, 400 or 500 feet in front of you, all of a sudden you're like right in their exhaust pipe, and it happens that fast.
Absolutely. 49er, I brought it back up here.
He's on the outs.
Oh, we got a battle.
Hayden is trying to get his spot back.
Let's take a look at 11th. We had a battle brewing for second place as Ferrari Nut was passing J-Mac. But man, Hayden Salmons, we have too wide here with Votek. Votek just doing a great job. Has a little bit of a headway going into that turn. Makes a nice pass, and there he is in 10th place.
Oh, trying to make a move on the inside. Almost got him, Hayden. Let's go up front, see
Wow.
what's going on.
Absolutely incredible. I hear a lot of discussions going on in Discord. Might have been some contact. I'm wondering if Flow Dog went into the pits, but very, very close. Let's take a look at Flow Dog, see if he went in, has full fuel. Yeah, Flow Dog must have gone in for the pits, lap 14. We do have a little bit of a contact between a couple of cars, so that might bring out the caution. It is going to be a yellow this time around once BDF hits that line. I do believe, 49er, that the caution was due to, I think, David and possibly Flow Dog coming out of pits. We'll see what happened.
Oh boy. I'm riding. I'm laughing. I'm riding with, wow, that's garbage. And as they're on the oval part of the track, I couldn't see BDF because they hadn't crossed the start finish line. Like, where the heck is BDF? He was that far ahead of them.
Yeah, these guys have drawn back up together, and I guarantee, 49er, we're at the point of the race. You want to take a pit stop. I don't see a lot of guys staying out. Kaysen has our caution counter out at 2. Not too bad for the first race of the season. These guys are doing a great job. I think that was a fluke incident where we had someone coming out of pits and made contact with someone on the track, but man, I'm waiting to see what these guys do as far as pit strategy, but I don't see too many people staying out on this one.
No, I don't think so. And you know, we're at cautions lap 15 of 28, 15 of 30. So now this is where your pitch strategy goes in. You know, BDF, he had a good lead, and he had a good distance on everybody. So does he go in? He has to go in. They're all probably going to go in, but it's just going to make the race more interesting because I'm sure BDF would not want this caution right now because that brings everybody close together.
Absolutely. And Aries is out there. He is BDF's teammate before he had to leave the league, and he's saying, BDF, take your pit. They can make it from here, and I agree 100%, Aries. No reason to stay out. He's got the fast car. I guarantee most, if not everyone, will go in. I mean, we're past the halfway point. Remember, guys, it was 28 laps of racing. We had the first pace lap, and then we have the cool down lap. So really, we're racing until you see that thing hit 30. Once you see it hit 30, we are done. That's 28 laps, and we have a winner. So we're over halfway point. There's no reason to stay out. Aries, I can't see this, so I'm silently talking to him. You're sending him the vibes.
Yes, will him to it, Aries. Will him to the win.
You know, I know BDF, and I'm thinking that he's going to come in along with everybody else. It's just at that point in the race, the tire wear is up there. You do not want to mess with the tire wear. That is going to wear you out before fuel ever does. And it already looks like he might be going in, but knowing some of these guys, they do tease a little bit. They act like they're going in, and they take a swift move to go back out, but here he goes into pits.
Yep, there they go.
Do we have any guys staying out, 49er? I see one person staying out. Let's take a look at who that is. All right. I keep trying to get to him.
It looks like
Flow Dog, and he was the only one who pitted earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So 49er, Flow Dog is going to have a bit of advantage. He pitted a lap earlier than everyone else. Tire wear shouldn't be an issue because when he came out, I do believe that is actually what might have caused the caution to come out from contact between him and Larry. So as long as he has no damage, he should be good to go.
So is it one of those things where it's a matter of fate or fortune that he went in a lap ahead of everybody else, and now he's in first place?
Absolutely. He's in first out here. But BDF will be starting on the outside, and as you guys know, he has a ton of speed. Flow Dog is going to have to do a lot of defending. They will start off a single file. They should be going green this time around. But man, I'll tell you what, Flow Dog is going to have to get out those defending arms and make sure that he can block BDF. And BDF is going to do everything he can without wrecking the both of them to get around him. But 49er, look who is behind them. We have Ferrari Nut, another fantastic fast driver, along with Wow That's Garbage and J-Mac. A lot of heavy hitters up here. Cream of the crop.
Absolutely. You know, it's great, you know, that it worked out for Flow Dog, that he's in first, and the field will start on his countdown, so he kind of has an advantage. But I mean, with all the experience that you have behind you, I mean, are you really at an advantage? Because every one of them has that anticipation trigger that they know when it's coming and when to go. And I mean, like you said, BDF is fast. He could go by Flow Dog in the blink of an eye, and Flow Dog's the one counting down. So
absolutely,
I wouldn't want to do it.
From what I'm hearing over the radio, we might be going around once again. I don't know if there is a driver out there that is having an issue that they need to get fixed, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully I can get confirmation if they are going around again. Otherwise, hopefully we can get green going into lap 17.
You know, we can take what?
If you take a look at Flow Dog's front wing there, you can just see it scuffed up. These drivers have been through the ringer, driving around too wide, going through the bus stop, going through the horseshoe. A lot of good racing here tonight.
Bus stops, horseshoes. Goodness gracious.
Harry says, I'm going to arrest BDF if he blows this. Hopefully he's redemption racing. Let's hope he doesn't blow it, Aries. I know that he is hoping he's got this one home. What a way to start off the season by getting a win for the season opener at the Daytona Grand Prix. So I know BDF is going to try his hardest, but I also know that Flow Dog is going to try his hardest to block that. It does look like we have a couple of drivers on pit road. 49er, do you know, can you give me a clue on who those are?
Let's see. We have Dion coming out of the pits and Hayden coming out of the pits.
All right. So I'm not sure what they had to fix, but it looks like they are out and we're moving around. We didn't lose too much time there. So going into lap 18, we should be heading for our third green start. We've had 2 cautions here tonight. Not too bad, considering these drivers are pretty new to racing around each other. So they're doing a great job.
To answer Dexter's question, the street sweeper's not out there, but even if it was, these guys are good enough drivers where they wouldn't hit it.
At the line, it's going to be 12 to go. So the race is winding down, guys. I know some of you guys chose Ferrari Nut, some of you guys chose BDF as the winner here tonight, so I'm excited. It's winding down a little bit. More than half the race has happened, so we'll see what happens in the final few.
Oh boy.
These guys are going to line up single file once again. Damage is on, so you do not want to have that contact. That's something that they are going to have to watch out for. BDF still holding on to that fastest lap at a 127.3, flying out there tonight. A lot of these guys running 128s, 129s, a few in the 130s. But for the most part, 128 and 29 seem to be the average here.
Wait, here you go, Aries. Come on, Pablo.
Oh my gosh. Could you imagine entering the pit road like Keselowski did? Going in there backwards? I mean, he completely rocked that, and I would love to see one of these guys do it. I'd hate to see the damage that they might cause doing it, but man, that was a heck of a pit road entry by him if you guys caught that one. All right, coming around the final turn here, we're going to be back on the oval part. Flow Dog, your new leader, he is going to count us down after he stayed out for pits. He had just gone in, so he should be good to go. It's going to be a little bit tighter for him, but I think he'll be good to finish out the race here. The guys will have a little bit more tire conservation compared to Flow Dog, but we'll see what kind of start BDF gets off here. All right, we're counting down and off they go. BDF, fantastic start on his part, man. He is just all over Flow Dog. We'll see how they handle it going into turn 1.
Oh, there's Ferrari Nut.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Contact. Ferrari Nut makes a fantastic power move, brings on home into second. Behind Flow Dog, BDF loses a couple of spots going into that first turn. He is all the way back to 6th. That is something that he is going to have to catch back up after that contact with Ferrari Nut.
You know, we had mentioned it when they were doing the caution laps that, you know, Flo being in first, BDF being in second, but then you had J-Mac, Ferrari, and Wow behind both of them, and look what happened.
Absolutely, 49er. And look at this field behind him. We have 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th just completely on top of each other. Very, very close. We have a couple of packs here, but man, you can see on that map that is a long, long line. A lot of traffic, a lot of congestion going through there, but Ferrari Nut, he is no stranger to racing with Flow Dog. These guys have done it season in and season out through multiple leagues and series. He is on the move, and he is wanting to catch up to Flow Dog. He is not going to let him get away. All he can do now is run the best race he can. Flow Dog, who has gotten on a wheel, it is definitely not hurting him any. He is doing a great job out there.
Absolutely. And, you know, the one thing that, I mean, you don't even want to, I couldn't even say if there's an advantage that one of these guys has over the other, because they've all raced with each other. They all know, you know, each other's ability to maneuver at this track. As Skyland comes out of nowhere, where did he come from?
Man, he got a little bit of wobbly there. A little bit of a contact between him and another driver. He was able to hold on to it, but look at the pack that these guys are driving in. Just completely stacked on top of each other. We have Wow That's Garbage in 4th, J-Mac in 3rd, Sky in 5th. Man, a lot of close guys. We have BDF still out there in 6th after a terrible start for him. He had a great start coming off of it, was able to capture, you know, the start off of that, but after some contact with Ferrari Nut, fell back to 6th, and he's going to have to make a run for it now.
And going through that last set of turns, Duke the Rebel was like right on his bumper. So the top 7 are like right there, ready to make a move if somebody messes up. And Skyland, he just like came out of nowhere when I was riding with BDF, and all of a sudden it's like he just took that inside move. It was there, it was open, and he took it. And like, I'm still like, what place is he in now? He's moving up so fast.
Absolutely. And there's a question, are these guys out in the new IndyCars? They are not. They're in the 2017. However, I think during the race break, we're going to have mid-season. They're going to come back in the 2019s. A lot of testing needs to be done. The cars are slower, but they're more slippery. And you can change wings compared to if you're on a road course or on an oval. So there's a lot of testing that needs to be done. Possible tunes to be inserted for them. So it's just something that we can't bring out right now and be confident that they are ready to go. So here we are in the 2017s. They're ready to go. These guys are doing awesome here tonight. Lap 20 of 30. And man, the fight between 3rd, 4th, and 5th, guys are just racing extremely close, but what a great battle.
And I'm riding with Notorious Nate, who is trying to pick a fight with Justin, and as they get ready to go through this bus stop, he's gained a little bit of ground on him. Justin in 8th, Notorious Nate in 9th. You know, it spreads out in the Daytona, the oval part, but then when they get in, like I said before, and they get into the turns, that's where everybody catches up. I see some side-by-side racing up front. What's going on, Frozen?
We have a lot of action going on. Ferrari Nut gets a fantastic run going into turn 1 here, and he just manages to scoop underneath Flow Dog and takes over first. He's going to be your new leader. That is the 3rd lead change we've seen here tonight. We had BDF, then we had Flow Dog, and now we have Ferrari Nut as your new leader here.
You know, you don't want to say that it was bound to happen. It was a matter of time. You know, any one of these drivers is capable of being up front. So, you know, when you're driving up front, especially with the drivers behind you, you got to pay attention to the turns and make sure you hit your marks and go in clean and come out clean. But then, you know, are you looking at that, or are you thinking like, oh my God, they're right behind me, they're on my bumper, and I mean, there's nothing you can do. You just got to race your race.
Absolutely. And I'm hearing over the radio that we had a little bit of contact. I don't know if David was involved, but he went off the road. I'm hearing it might be a caution. We'll see what happens, but he is struggling out there. Let's take a look at the damage he might have. Driveline damage. He's got 100% out there. A lot of damage going through the side and the back of his car. So, man, he is going to definitely have to come in.
So are we at a caution or no?
Once we see BDF, he should be, or sorry, BDF. Ferrari Net is our leader, so I'm trying to see if he's slowing down, but man, the speeds of these. So we're going to have our 3rd caution of the night, lap 22 of 30. So we're getting close here. 3rd caution, and it's coming down to the wire. We have a couple of guys with damage. They're going to have to go in to get that repaired, but final few laps here is getting real now, 49er.
Yes, it is. And look who's in 4th place after all of that, making it back up. You know,
yeah, you know, he had a great start, 49er. It was hard. You know, he had the contact with Ferrari Nut, which put him back to 6th place, and Ferrari Nut just made up that position, and he's your leader here, but BDF's just going to be even more hungrier to take over that lead.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And, you know, with the way the race has gone so far, with how intense and you know, the lead changes, this could be anybody's race. You don't want to say that one person has an advantage over anybody else. You know, I mean, even 1st place, you're not safe up there.
It's true. It's very true. Kaysen says, man, Frozen, I was getting there. He has the caution counter out at 3. Yeah, BDF Aries, he needed that caution. So we'll see. We have Dexter rooting for Ferrari Nut, and I'll tell you what, the guy has a ton of talent. He knows his cars. He knows how to tune them, and he knows how the best way to maneuver around a track was going to get you the fastest time. But BDF is who we are watching tonight to see if he can make up that position. He was out there in the lead, started off 2nd off the last restart, and lost several spots, but Garbage is back there. Sky is back there. 5th and 6th. These guys have a great car, are great drivers, and they have every opportunity for these final laps to get it up there.
Yeah. And while we're on a caution lap, I'm going to be the sound effect guy for, let's see, where'd it go? Where did he go? Thrills. Bad boys, what you want to do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boy, What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? I don't know the rest of the words.
We're gonna bring out the 49er horn.
Oh my
49
God.
You
Forgot
gotta
all
bring it
about
out.
that.
We're gonna see if these guys are gonna pit. I'm curious if we're gonna have any takers for the front pack. Ferrari decides to stay out. I'm not gonna see.
They're all trying to punk everybody.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of guys go
J-Mac
in.
did it.
The
BDF
only
did
guys
it.
going in are the guys with damage, and I agree. It's gonna be a 6-lap shootout here, and it's not the time to go in. You gotta keep those positions, and make sure you can bring it home in one piece.
Oh my goodness. Lap 23 of 28. And anybody could win. It could be it could be Ferrari Nut in first, or it could be Flo, J-Mac, BDF. Wow. Anybody. Just Justin, Duke. I mean, any
Absolutely. I mean, with the right move.
as I sit back in my chair.
You know what? I'm on the edge of my seat at this point. These guys have been racing really well tonight. We've had a couple of incidents in the back that have brought out a caution, but overall, these guys have done a great job, and this front pack have been intense with the racing here. 2, sometimes 3 wide, doing a great job. We have Flo Dog in second, who you saw as the leader for quite a few laps. We have Ferrari, who made a great move on him. J-Mac, our previous Season 3 champion, out there in third. BDF, who is hoping to get it back there in first. It's just going to be very close.
Yep. I came back here to ride with Skyland for a little bit, because he's part of that mix too, as he's currently in 6th behind Wow That's Garbage, and Duke the Rebel's behind him. So, you know, it's anybody's race. Any one of these guys is more than capable of moving up. However, the trick is now, you know, we're running out of time.
Yeah, we're definitely running out of time, so we're going to see. But Wyo Knight says, your winner is coming out of the top 6. This guy seems very confident, and, you know, as long as anything crazy doesn't happen, and I don't want to bring out the booth jinx, but I'm agreeing with you. The top 6, these guys are just on fire. They're doing great. They have these power moves. They know what they're doing, and they're all hungry for a win. What a great way, like I said earlier, to start a season than to bring home that win. It's going to carry into the momentum for race 2 at Mugello, and I guarantee that all these guys are looking for that win here tonight.
Yeah, you know, with how everything's been going tonight, and all of the battles within the top 6, maybe even top 7, I would be inclined to go with that and say that the winner's going to come out of that. I mean, I would even go one more, and because Duke has had his nose up in there too, so I would even go one more and say the winner's going to come out of the top 7.
Hey, we're gonna find out. Going into lap 24 of 30, we are going back to green. Ferrari Nut is going to lead you here, and here he goes. Flo Dog lets a little bit of space between these guys, backs it up just a little bit. BDF and J-Mac looks like they want to take it 3 wide. BDF making his way, trying to pass Flo Dog into second. 2 wide, but Ferrari Nut is getting away. A lot
we have a spin
of
out.
caution right there.
Spin out.
Yeah, that is going to be a caution right there. A lot of contact. Look at these guys trying to race. The race is still on, guys. They have to race to the finish line. Every position counts. They're going to need it. BDF is taking the blame out here, and
Justin is in the grass.
yeah, a lot of tough racing. Thrill says that he thinks that there's going to be more cautions in the final few laps in the entire race. And sometimes that happens, guys. These guys are hungry for that win. We're going to bring out the caution once we hit lap 25. And man, I'll tell you what, after that, I don't think there's even going to be able to have any more cautions. It's going to be very, very close.
Yes, it's a good thing that this happened mean, you don't want it to happen, but if it's going to happen, have it happen before they get to the caution cutoff and get it out of the way. If somebody just drove into the tires at the bus stop.
Let's take a look. We're on board with Leaf. Justin, he's got David behind him in 11th. Justin is in 10th. David in 11th, like I said, but man, let's take a look at 12th here with Hayden Sammons. I want to take a look. Do they have any damage? Steering 100% damage. He's gonna have to go in. I have a feeling we're gonna have a lot of guys that are gonna have to go in here.
Yeah, I'm riding with Flow Dog, and he is struggling.
Flow Dog just 100% damaged everywhere, and this guy had a fantastic start. He went side by side with BDF. I don't know what happened with him, where they got wheel locked together, but that's another one that is going to have to go in, and that is going to hurt his chances for a win here tonight. I hear a lot of frustration in the pits out here. J-Max saying I was running out front, and after that incident, I am out here in 8th, and doesn't sound too happy about this.
Yeah, those, cautions are going to happen. They're always frustrating. The thing about it is when it comes towards the end of the race and you're battling for position and you've pretty much had a clean race up until that point, and then it happens, and then all of a sudden you go from, competing for the win to being in the middle of the pack. Yeah, I can understand his frustration.
Absolutely. Gimp, I wish there was a replay button. I would absolutely love that, and I've tried to figure out a way that I could do that. I have not been able to figure that out yet, but I'll tell you what, if they can bring that on to the next game and do like some kind of crazy replay, that would be absolutely amazing. I'd love them forever. We're gonna see if we have any takers going into pit road here. We have a guy coming off of pit road.
That's Flow Dog. That's Flow Dog.
Yeah. All right, and 14th we have Dion. He was coming off. He should be coming back here. I don't know if they're gonna go green this time around. I'll have to get confirmation on that over the radio. But right now we're looking at Ferrari Nut, who is still your current leader with Sky behind him. And look who is in 3rd after that mess. After he went side by side with Flo and got wheel locked with a couple of guys in the barrier. BDF is out there in 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get confirmation
BDF,
if we can go green, but
are
not
they gonna?
hearing anything
Because
yet.
you still got Dion's gonna make it, but Flo's not gonna catch them before they go.
Yeah, they're gonna run it around one more time, try to get Flo back up to them. I didn't even see him out there. Thank you, 49er, for that one. That means they are going to stay out there.
So we are on lap 26 of 28. So is this going to be a overtime? Is this going to be, because there's no more cautions, right, Frozen?
There are no more cautions. It is a 3-lap shootout. Once you see 27, we are green, and whatever happens, happens. I have a feeling that we're going to see a lot of cars with a lot of damage. You're going to be lucky to bring it even home tonight. There's going to be a lot of hungry guys, but there's no more cautions. Damage is very, very real. But once you see that thing hit 30, race is over and a winner will be announced. Hopefully at some point this season we can figure out how to put Discord on the stream every now and then. But very interesting conversations going on about what might happen going into the final part of this race. Only 3 laps left, so it's gonna be tight, guys.
I can't see that. What's the caution counter at?
Caution counter, I do believe. Kaysen, do we have a caution? Oh, He is on it. Caution counter, that was number 4. Our first race here, not terrible, not terrible. Our first season here, I think we had 1 caution, and it was maybe 1 caution for the rest of the season, if any. It was a very, very clean season. Last season we had a few more, but so far here tonight, pretty clean, pretty clean. A very interesting top field here, 49er. Like I said, we have Ferrari Nut in first, we have Sky in second, BDF in third. Wow, that's garbage, and I think this guy has still a lot to give. We have Scissor Blades in fifth. Things have moved around a little bit, and look out there in sixth. We have Larry B the G, aggressive driver, but if he can hold it out and keep it clean, I think he can make a couple of more moves to gain some position here.
And how great is it for him to qualify and be a backup driver? Then, you know, I don't want to throw it out there. I'm sorry, Aries. You know, Aries couldn't be in. Larry B the G gets in, and now he's in contention. I mean, he's in 6th place.
Absolutely. No more cautions here tonight, guys. Our caution counter is going to be at 4, whether you wreck or not. Let's hope they don't, because that is it. You have to bring her home in the garage. Hopefully these guys will all survive, but get ready to go. We're going to go to our last green run here. Ferrari Nut is your leader, and here they go. Great start. Sky was able to look out, and he is not letting him off. BDF directly behind him. They're already going too wide. BDF going through the tire barrier. Wow, on the outside. Sky dropping back just a little bit. Ferrari has a fantastic start here. 3 wide, 49er, almost 4 wide. Sky dropping back. Garbage takes over second. What a move. Absolutely incredible.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
Let's take a look behind him.
And now BDF's on the
trying.
inside of WoW.
There he goes, 49er. You can't make it happen. WoW is safely in second so far, but man, I'll tell you what, I hear a lot of commotion going on in the back from these drivers. I'm not sure what's going on back there. I don't want to leave him. We are on lap 27 of 30, so it's getting close, but we have a lot of separation. Ferrari Nut and Garbage in first and second, BDF in third. Let's bring it back to Scissor Blades. Scissor Blades in fourth, with Duke the Rebel in fifth. He's got some company behind him. Gonna put on the pressure with him. Larry B the G, a rookie driver out here. He is going to be your top rookie so far in the race if he can finish out that position. But man, tight racing.
You want to talk about tight racing? BDF he was pretty much pushing WoW around the track. Oh, and WoW takes a wide turn going into turn 1. BDF is in 2nd place.
Oh, 49er, that's incredible. WoW taking it too wide has cost him a spot. He is not letting off, though. It looks like he is going to battle for position once again between him and BDF. Meanwhile, Ferrari Nut is just going to be able to get a little bit more of a boost for that top spot while they try to battle out. But I don't think WoW can get back up to him. It looks like BDF has a nice little space between those two.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but we say it time and time again. It just takes the slightest mistake going into, especially those turns on the inside and the circuit part. Just one little mistake, and if somebody's right behind you, they will jump on you like a dog on a bone. And BDF was right there at the right time.
Absolutely. We are heading into lap 29 of 30. This is going to be the final lap here once we hit that line, and it is going to be crazy. We're going to announce a winner here for the Daytona Grand Prix. But man, I think it's going to be between these top 3. The rest of the field is quite a bit far back from these top 3 guys. So here is the race final lap as we head into 29 of 30. It's going to be close, guys. Let's take
These
a
guys are
look.
driving the wheels off of this thing.
Absolutely. I want to take a look at your leader. He's got a little bit of space, about 300 feet between him and BDF. Ferrari just needs to concentrate on driving this absolutely perfect. BDF is not going to let off, and WOW is just putting the pressure on BDF to make sure that he can still hang it in there. But BDF is going to have to drive it even more perfect than Ferrari Nut. The lap times here mean everything. Let's see if we can get a look on the lap times that they are running at the moment. Ferrari Nut with a 127.7, BDF a tiny bit faster with a 127.6. I don't think that's going to be enough to do anything crazy and get him the win here. But Ferrari Nut, if he can survive the final few turns here, here he is in the bus stop. He only has a little bit more to go. Here they come around the final part, 49er. This is going to be crazy. Here he goes. Ferrari Nut, he is going over the tri-oval. He is going to be your winner here tonight at the Daytona Grand Prix. Congratulations to him. What an amazing finish. BDF takes home second.
What a race.
Wow, that's garbage in third. Scissor Blades will come home in fourth, Justin in fifth. We have Duke the Rebel in sixth, Sky in seventh, J Mac in eighth, Hayden Salmons in ninth, Flow Dog in 10th. What an incredible race, guys. Ferrari Nut is your winner here. We're gonna let these guys finish off their cool down lap, and then we'll get him in here for an interview. But man, Aries says BDF needs to work on those restarts. That's his issues. I'll tell you what, Aries, I feel like he's got those Jeff Gordon restarts. A little bit of a lag back, but the restart that he had the issue with Flow Dog, I feel like that was a great restart for him. He did not let him out of his sight, but once he made that contact with Flow Dog, that's what absolutely killed his race right there.
Yeah, and I think we had mentioned something about it before with, the restarts, and just because you're up front and you're the one counting down, you've got to make sure that you're ready too, because the car behind you or the car on the outside of you, depending on how you start, they're going to be ready. So you got to make sure you're ready too. And it almost looked like, Flo counted it down, but maybe wasn't ready himself, and BDF was all over him.
Absolutely. These guys having a little bit of fun on that cool down lap. Let's see if we once we get back to the lobby, we will bring it in here. But yeah, speaking of that, for those who had Ferrari Nut as the winner here, let's get that in there. I actually picked him. I got super lucky. The guy has a lot of talent. He starts off with a ton of momentum. So let's go ahead and get these guys in here. All right, we'll get BDF in here. Let's see if I can get Ferrari Nut. We need wow, that's in that's in here. Wow, that's garbage. He was your third place. Let's get him in here. All right, and let's see here. Hopefully we can get everyone in. 49er, I'm thinking for our other interview, I want to get David in here. Let's hear from him on what's going on.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have everyone? We're just missing David. So Ferrari Nut, congratulations on that win. What a run. Take me through what your mindset was driving through that race, and how'd you take over that first spot?
Well, to start off with, WoW and I, neither one of us put ourselves in a very good starting spot there. We didn't get a clean lap in, so we occupied row 6 of the grid, I think, to start off with. So kind of put ourselves in a hole early, but Just basically drove our way up to the field. The cautions helped a lot. Got us back up to where BDF was, where JMac was, and then from there it was just patience and just trying to make the best of every opportunity. And then unfortunately on that second restart, BDF and I had a little bit of a coming together into turn one. I'm not really sure what happened. I think we just got glued together and he went down the order, so that kind of, I feel a little bad about that, but wasn't the cleanest win, but I'll take it.
It's a great win to start off here. It's a season opener at Daytona. You had a fast car. Did you think you were going to be able to make it happen tonight after starting so far in the back?
Nope.
You heard it right there.
That's all I got to say about that. Nope. I did not expect to win this race coming into it.
Plain and
my
simple.
gosh.
This is a bit of a shocker.
Yeah.
I figured I'd get on the podium and Garbage would get up there and fight BDF for it and maybe come away with it, but I don't know where the hell I found that rest of that speed, but
You found it.
it was in there somewhere, apparently.
You definitely found it. And congratulations to you on the win here. I gotta ask, we're headed to Mugello next week. How do you feel about the track?
Ciao. That's it's a fun track. I always love racing in Italy. The racetracks in that country are just amazing. From Monza to Mugello to Vallelunga. I love going to Italy.
I cannot wait to see what you bring to the table there. It is a fun track, so I'm excited to see the race. But again, congratulations to you tonight. Fantastic way to start the season. It's going to help you out with those bonus points for winning and everything else. So, great job, Ferrari.
Thank you very much.
All right, 49er, bring up BDF to the booth.
EDF.
Yep.
Well, first of all, congratulations on a great race, and I say the same thing to Ferrari. Congratulations, great win. My first question to you, BDF, is there was the restart where you were in second, and we can't hear the Discord lobby, but tell me, you were on Flow Dog's back tires. What happened in that restart?
Well, to get there, I was sort of in the opposite position that Ferrari and Garbage in. I thought my lap wasn't going to be good, but it turned out to be a pole. And throughout the race, I was just trying to keep that lead, try to keep myself far enough ahead that if Ferrari and Garbage were able to get through the field, I would have some sort of cushion. Because I know both of them were quick, and I know the speed charts, I was a little faster than I expected to be. But I know, I'm fighting against the guy who's number one on Heat 3 at like 10 tracks, and I'm fighting against a two-time champion. So,
BDF.
it's like Jimmy John. No, I'm not going to put that, because then it's going to make Ferrari and Garbage look bad. I was just going to say that Johnson, even though he's not at the top of the speed, he's always someone to reckon with. Maybe not this year, but it's a well-known name. Always up there and proved no different. So going back to the caution, I was kind of frustrated at the time that we had a caution because I was just trying to get away. And on pit road, I barely beat out Ferrari Nut, but I saw Flow Dog stay out, and I was like, this is going to be where this race turns south. Because if you guys know, like, the worst thing that could happen to me is traffic. And that was the case. And we went into that restart, and I had the jump on Flo, but Ferrari had the jump on me. So we were just all three pushing, and then Ferrari jumped up high. I tried to block. At that point, I was like, we're going to end up wrecking. But we still ended up semi-crashing because Forza has this glue issue if you get beside somebody, and that threw both of us out on a curve. He went wide. I slowed down a bunch. I think you were able to move up to second. I fell back to fifth. I was very upset because, I felt like I was the driver.
Sorry.
But it's not your fault. It's Forza's fault. This one's Forza's fault. Forza usually don't screw me out of a win, but I think this time it happened. I was pretty upset. I fell back to fifth, and last thing I won is traffic. And It
Well,
was crazy in
you
the
know,
end. I made contact with a few people. Go ahead.
you brought it up. You don't like racing in traffic, and yet you managed to work your way through the middle of the pack all the way to fight for the leads. So obviously you did something right. So, what was your mindset when you ended up back there? I can't even remember how you ended up back there, but I knew you'd be back up front. What was your mindset then?
Oh, so when I fell back to 5th, I was thinking, oh, Lord God, what did you do to me? What did I do to you? What did I do to you to make me deserve this? So I was back in 5th, and I was trying to line up garbage. And at this point in the race, like, everybody in the top 6 and 7, they, in my opinion, were the fastest throughout the entire race. So it was really difficult to challenge garbage, especially since he was, at some points, the fastest car on track. So when I made the move, Skyline was also right behind me. And I went to garbage's left. I didn't call it. That's not my part. I don't think he saw me. So I was like drifting on the curb, and Skyline went down. We were like 3 wide for 4th. Craziness going into the first horseshoe, and they both passed me, and I was like, what the heck? I just let a golden opportunity go away again. So I had to set myself up a few laps. I don't know if I made contact with Skyline out of turn 1, but he was in front of me, and he went straight to the wall, the pit exit wall. I apologize for that, and we had another run into later, but when I got up into 4th, and we had a caution, I think another caution came out, I was lining up J-Mac for 3rd, and he messed up on the bus stop somehow, I'm not sure, and I made the jump, and he blocked me up the track. I ran into him. I was about to, I don't know how to say this, I was about to lucky him under caution, but I decided not to. So then the next restart, I don't know, I did the same thing that Ferrari did, except I went way up, tried to really extend the braking zone on them. And I actually got past J-Max side by side with Flowdog, and the glue thing happened again. And I don't know what happened. My car just stopped turning. I went straight to the wall. He went to the wall, came back onto the track. We came back onto the track, and it was like a scatter. Everyone's like dodging the crash. I'm seeing people fly through the grass on my left. See people flying through the grass on my right. Duke's like overshooting the horseshoe. It's craziness. I somehow got away with that with no damage. I mean, I think God was on my side for that one. And was third under the caution, and then on the restart, hectic racing again. Garbage and Skyline and I were 3 wide for 2nd for like the 4th time in the race. And luckily, I was able to come out with a 2nd. I felt like I'm out of breath really have a shot at Ferrari, but he did a good job. He won the race. I thought I gained on him a little coming into 2 to go, but then coming to the wide, I saw I was losing time. And I was like, I'm going to finish 2nd in again. This is like my 6th runner-up to Ferrari now.
Oh my goodness.
Season 3, I was like, I'm done with finishing 2nd. And then this league I ran in January, 3 seconds in a row to the same guy. And then now starts the season off with a 2nd. But I know I went on a ramble here, but this race did give me a lot of hope.
Well,
it was a lot of tight racing. But
it was fun listening to you, though.
I think I'm quicker this season than I was last season, maybe a few seasons ago. I'm ready to fight for the championship.
All right, so now, last question, Magello. What's your take on that track? Do you like that track? How do you feel you're gonna do?
I think Mugello. I'm sort of like Ferrari here and like all the Italian tracks, but I think I like Mugello more because it's not really made for IndyCar. It's sort of I don't want to say Mugello's an oddball, but it's definitely out there compared to all the other tracks we do. And of course, it's a European race. I'm 1 for 2 in Europe, so that's always a good thing. And I've been doing laps there at Mugello. That's one of the tracks I've done the most laps, so I think I'll be ready to go for a win, but I don't know if I'm going to get it. I think the luck needs to be more on my side if that's going to happen, but we'll see what happens next week. AP exams will be done, so not to worry about that. So hopefully I can go out there and run well.
Well, congratulations on a great race tonight, and way to work your way through the pack. And can't wait to see you out at Mugello, Frozen.
All right. Wow, that's garbage. He finished on the podium. A great job tonight. I know that you haven't been able to run much in the past few months. How was your car feeling out there tonight?
Felt pretty good. It's hard to see on this track, so it's a heck of a track to come back to, but I appreciate you guys for letting me come and run. I'm looking forward to settling back in, having a good season. I think me and Ferrari's gonna make a pretty good team here, so.
I think so. It was a lot of fun watching you race out there. I feel like if the race was a little bit longer, you might have been able to challenge BDF for a second once again, but what happened between you and BDF out there?
I just overdrove it. It's been a while since I've been here, so I just gotta settle back in. You gotta let adrenaline cool down after restarts and, get your feet back under you and all that. So it's just a matter of time. Time and patience. Keep the cars clean and let it come back to us.
Absolutely. Well, considering how you raced tonight, you were definitely settling back in there. So great job on the podium tonight. How do you feel about Mugello?
I just can't wait to get to a track we can see it.
It is dark. It was dark out here tonight at Daytona, man. The sun was down,
Yeah.
and there are spots in the track where it is hard to see. But you guys did a really great job. Yeah, absolutely. So great job out there tonight. You did great bringing home a podium, so congratulations to you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. All
Good
right,
win,
David.
Ferrari.
Yeah, he did. He brought home that win. David, take me through. You're the rookie of the season here, one of the rookies. How are you feeling out there tonight?
Nervous,
Yeah.
very nervous. Yeah, it was when going in, like the top priority for me was don't crash into anybody, don't cause any big pileups, and happy to report I didn't this race. So good start.
That is always a good thing. I feel like I said earlier, you are a very consistent driver. So I think once you're more comfortable out there, we're going to see you do really well. I feel like you're going to be one of those drivers that grows a lot throughout the season. So it's great to have you here. I just want to say you did a great job out there. And hopefully we'll be seeing you. Yeah, hopefully we'll be seeing you make up a lot of positions out there during the season. You did a great job tonight.
Thanks. I know. For me, like the one disadvantage I have is lack of proper competitive experience. So I'm kind of hoping once I get a bit more of that here, then once I get my feet wet, basically, I can, build my stature up a bit and hopefully not finish last in all the races.
You'll do good. And like you said, once you get your feet wet and you're out there and racing and getting used to everyone's driving styles, you're going to be good to go, David.
Yeah. Like I said, as long as I don't cause any big collisions, I'm good. So one step at a time.
There you go.
Have you looked ahead when they put out the races for the season? Have you looked ahead at Mugello? I mean, have you even thought about that? Tested that track yet?
I just know that like from what I know from like past experience and all that, my strength is not in the oval like courses like Daytona or like I felt like this one because it's half and half. I thought the oval parts are not gonna be my strength, but I thought maybe I'd be able to catch something in the turns. Not exactly the case here, but but looking ahead, I think and maybe Long Beach, maybe Laguna Seca, I think will be more my ballpark. So hopefully, maybe Mugello as well. So I probably feel more comfortable in those courses. But it's also a case of I know the courses, but I need to know the drivers. So it'll come over time.
Absolutely. All right,
Great
49er.
job, and that's a great way to look at it.
Definitely. That is it for us tonight. The Daytona Grand Prix. We had Ferrari Nut taking home the win. We had BDF in second and Wow bringing out the podium. But it was a lot of fun to be back in the booth with you, 49er. Thank you so much for coming out here again this season.
Well, I can't say enough how appreciative I am of even getting to be a part of, this whole thing. And these races, they just never cease to amaze me. And I mean, this is season 4. The first 3 were exciting. If this race was any indication of, what's ahead for us for this season, it's going to be an amazing season. I mean, anybody could have won this race tonight. From 1st to 7th to 8th, anybody could have won this race.
Absolutely.
And it's always good to be with you, Frozen, and I'm glad to be back.
Heck yeah. All right, guys. That's all she wrote for tonight. We will be back next weekend, actually next Monday, I should say, at around 6:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're headed to Mugello. It should be a ton of fun. I hope to see you out there. But thank you guys for the follows, for cheering on the drivers. I know they love it, and it's great to have you guys out here. I hope to see you for race 2 at Mugello. Take it easy.
Have a good night, everybody.